Margaret has $2,400,000 in her retirement accounts. I am RichLife. This channel tells the stories behind your money, not just the numbers, but why you feel the way you feel about them.
Today, we are talking about the most expensive fear in America, the fear that no matter how much you save, it will not be enough.
Margaret retired at 56. She did everything right. She maxed out her 401k for 22 years. She never touched the money. She met with a financial planner at 55 who told her she had enough.
She had $2.4 million, a paid-off house, Social Security waiting at 62, a small pension from her state government job. By every calculator Vanguard and Fidelity publish, she had more than enough to retire comfortably. She does not feel comfortable. She feels terrified. Every morning at 6 a.m., Margaret opens her laptop. She logs into her brokerage account. She stares at the number, and she asks herself the same question. What if it is not enough? This is not a math problem. A 4% withdrawal rate on $2.4 million gives her $96,000 a year. She lives on $40,000. She is underspending by $56,000 every single year. She is living on 2% when she could safely spend 4%, and she still feels poor.
This is the retirement paradox that nobody talks about. The people who are best at saving money are often the worst at spending it, even when they have enough.
A 2024 study from the Employee Benefit Research Institute found that 28% of retirees with over $1 million still worry about running out of money. 28%. Millionaires who are scared they will end up broke.
Let me introduce you to Eleanor. Eleanor is 62 years old. She retired at 55. She has $1.6 million, $800,000 less than Margaret.
Eleanor sleeps through the night. She does not check her portfolio every morning. She takes 2 vacations a year. She spends $70,000 annually, and she never worries about running out of money.
2 women, similar backgrounds, different numbers, and the woman with less money is the one who feels rich.
If that sounds familiar, if you have ever looked at your savings and still felt behind, hit the subscribe button, because what I am about to show you will change how you see your own number. The difference between Margaret and Eleanor is not math. It is psychology. Margaret's fear has a name. It is called the sequence of returns risk, but not the one the financial advisors talk about. The emotional one. The real sequence risk is this. Margaret retired in a bull market. Her portfolio grew for 2 years. She told herself it was luck. Then the market dropped 12%. She told herself she was right to be scared. She started checking her accounts twice a day. She cut her spending from $40,000 to $32,000. She started having trouble sleeping. Her husband asked her what was wrong. She said nothing. But something was wrong. She had stopped trusting the plan she spent 22 years building.
Alicia Invests recently broke down why your 40s are the most financially dangerous decade of your life. 3 financial forces converge: peak earning years, peak spending years, and peak responsibility years. Stacked together inside the same 10 years, they build a trap that feels like success right up until it does not.
What Alicia did not say is what happens after that trap closes. You reach your 60s with the money, but you also reach your 60s with the fear. Aaron Talks Money interviewed retirees about their biggest financial regrets. Almost nobody said, "I wish I picked a better stock." Almost nobody said, "I wish I bought a more expensive house."
They said, "I wish I started sooner. I wish I saved more. I wish I knew then what I know now."
But here is what Aaron never asked. What if you did start soon enough? What if you saved more than enough? What if you know everything you need to know, and the fear is still there? That is Margaret. That is the gap between having $2.4 million and feeling like you have nothing. Aaron showed us the Alfred and Benjamin example. Alfred invests $500 a month from 25 to 35, stops, and ends up with $1.8 million. Benjamin starts at 35, invests for 30 years, and ends up with $1.1 million. The lesson was start early. The lesson was time in the market beats timing the market. Both are true. Neither helps Margaret. Because Margaret did start early. She did invest consistently. She did everything Benjamin and Alfred were told to do, and she is still scared. A 2023 survey by Northwestern Mutual found that the average American thinks they need $1.46 million to retire comfortably. The same survey found that people with over $1 million are just as likely to say they are behind as people with under 50,000.
Read that again? Millionaires feel just as financially insecure as people with almost nothing.
This is not about the number. This has never been about the number. Eleanor figured this out. She told me that when she retired, she sat down and wrote 3 numbers. The number she needed to survive, the number she needed to be comfortable, and the number she needed to feel rich. She said the first number was 35,000. The second was 65,000. The third she left blank.
She said there is no number that makes you feel rich if you have not done the work to believe you deserve to spend it.
Margaret never wrote those numbers. She only wrote one number, the maximum, the most she could possibly save. And when she reached it, she moved the goalpost.
This is called the shifting goalpost problem. It is not unique to Margaret. Study after study shows that humans adapt to their financial circumstances within 12 to 18 months. A raise feels amazing for exactly 1 year. Then it becomes the new normal.
The same thing happens in retirement. You reach 2 million. You feel safe for 6 months. Then you start worrying about 3 million, then 4, then 5.
Margaret is not afraid of running out of money. She is afraid of never feeling like she has enough.
There is a term for this in behavioral finance. It is called the one more year syndrome. People who have enough to retire keep working because they are terrified of the unknown. They tell themselves 1 more year, just 1 more year of saving, just 1 more year of safety.
A 2022 study from the Center for Retirement Research found that nearly 40% of retirees retire earlier than they planned. The other 60% retire later. Many of them never feel ready, even when the math says they are.
Margaret is exactly where Eleanor was 7 years ago. The only difference is Eleanor decided to trust her plan. Margaret is still waiting for a feeling that will never come.
Here is what Margaret needs to hear. You did not spend 22 years building a portfolio just to protect it. You built it to use it.
The purpose of money is not to make you feel safe. The purpose of money is to let you live the life you said you wanted to live.
Eleanor spends $70,000. Margaret spends $40,000. Margaret has $800,000 more. And Eleanor is the one who feels rich.
The difference is not the withdrawal rate. The difference is permission. Eleanor gave herself permission to spend the money she spent 30 years building. Margaret has not. If you are in your 40s watching this, here's the warning that nobody gives you. The financial habits that made you wealthy will not make you happy in retirement. The discipline that built the portfolio will become the prison that keeps you from enjoying it.
You need to learn a new skill, the skill of enough.
Enough is not a number. Enough is a decision. It is the decision to stop optimizing and start living.
Margaret is starting to learn this. She called her financial planner last week. She told him she wanted to increase her spending to $60,000 a year. She was shaking when she said it.
The planner told her she had enough room in her budget to spend $72,000. Margaret said 60 was fine. For now,
For the first time in 2 years, she did not check her portfolio the next morning. She went for a walk instead.
The fear is still there. It may never fully go away, but she is learning to make peace with it. She is learning that feeling rich has nothing to do with the number in her account.
the number was never the problem, the fear was. And the only way out of the fear is to decide that what you have is enough.
What is your number? The number you need to feel safe? I want to hear where you are. Subscribe and drop a comment below. I read every single one.